So I asked on Twitter about cleaning primary mirrors with telescopes, and I got some absolutely amazing replies. So I will link to that thread in the description below. And if you see me not using what you suggested, it's not because I didn't think it was the best or anything. I'm gonna give what I'm gonna give a go, if that makes sense. It's not. I don't mean it as an insult to have not taken your advice. I'm just using what I've got around already, and hopefully it's going to go well. I think that it's one of these things that's not where there's not one right way. There's a few right ways, but there's certainly a fair number of wrong ways as well. So yeah, before we actually get to the cleaning, should you clean your mirror? Typically, no. This is the mirror of my Dobsonian, and you may be able to see it is quite gross. It's covered in little hairs from the flocking material that I put in the telescope, and it did used to have grass on it. I don't know how I got a blade of grass on it, but it did, and that seems to have fallen off, which is nice. But this is actually just fine. You can look in this and you will not see any of this dirt. You won't see the effects of it. So in that way, kind of touching a mirror when you don't need to is a risk, basically, because I believe the main thing that we're trying to avoid here with this mirror cleaning is scratches. Because a scratch, obviously, there's nothing you can do about a scratch on a mirror, and we want to look after this. There's a coating on these types of mirrors which we don't want to damage, so yeah. But essentially this, as bad as it is absolutely fine. This is what I want to clean today. It is a friend's telescope that they lent me, and whilst that increases the pressure a bit, it's an relatively inexpensive mirror, and so I'm not too worried. I don't want to ruin it because it's barely used, but it does have this substantial mark on it of unknown origin, suspected bird poo. So yeah, I'm going to use this one to try and develop my skills, because it is something I would like to feel confident to do when it becomes necessary. So I'm going to just attempt to learn how to do it. So welcome to my little guide, my little vlog about this, and we will see what happens. Okay, we're going to make two things of water. One is going to be just water, and the other one is going to have a drop of isopropyl alcohol in it and a drop of washing up liquid. So warmish is what we're after, I've heard. Not too warm. Right, you're supposed to use fragrance-free washing up liquid. I don't have any, so this is barely fragrance, just some kind of eco washing up liquid. I'm just going to put a drop in. Tiny drop. Oops, that was probably too much. We will see. And a tiny bit of isopropyl. That was also probably too much. Right, so we're going to soak this in the mixture. More water. And also soak my own hands and fingers in it, because I've chosen to do the finger cleaning technique, and it may seem a bit strange if you're unfamiliar with the idea of using your fingers on the mirror, but what I hear is that you can sense the tiny particles if there are any, and you can avoid pushing them into the mirror and dragging them across the surface. And I guess soaking your fingers, probably you must get rid of all those oils that are on there usually. I was advised to do this for 10 minutes. Okay, well, it's been about 10 minutes. Ooh. So, next step is just a gentle rinse. Right, now I'm going to work on the suspected poo. So this is the wash with nothing in it, in terms of isopropyl or washing up liquid. I see what people mean, like you can feel the surface of the mirror, and you can sort of use that feedback to be really careful. Don't know if it's clear in the video, but the poo is moving. I'm just trying to like work it off. Right, that is coming off nicely. Just trying to agitate it. I'm good at agitating things. So I guess one part of this is just being patient, because why rush, I guess, is the question. Like, what are you in a hurry for here? Is this satisfying? I feel strangely satisfied. Okay, so that last blip, that's the thing now apparently, that last thing is more stuck than the white bit was. It's kind of darker part of the stain. That is stubborn. So if I couldn't get that off this time, I guess you could re-soak. In fact, I might do that. Yeah, why not? Re-rinse. And re-soak. So I did see people say that you shouldn't they said you shouldn't use the same water for two mirrors, and I realised putting that back in has put it back into potentially dirty water, but I reckon I might get away with it. I can replace this water at least, that's no hassle. So slightly given up on that persistent dark stain, the remnants of the stain. I don't think that'll be too bad having that on there. But yeah, I can. Right, so this is what I have heard you're supposed to do. Start in the middle and you just work your way out to the edge. And I don't know if you can see it on the video. I can see it with my eyes. There's like white bits and then when my finger goes over them, there aren't any bits. So you're cleaning from inside to out. Alright, I can see, despite my best efforts, I think I have got oil, hand oil on it. Alright, that's looking okay-ish. Is it though? No. Well, okay. Let's just see where we get. I'm gonna rinse it. Oh, I can see my finger smears. Let's try rinsing it with some deionized water. Right, I'm going to give it a second go. Okay, the fingerprint marks, oh, they're still there. They're still there. So I must have done a really bad job of trying to soak my fingertips. Gonna give it one more rotation. Okay, well, one thing I'm noticing is that I definitely put too much bubbles in the second time, because they said, lovely people who helped me, they said that you don't want these. Whoops. So yeah, not a good example, I don't think, here. Anyhow, will we get away with it? That's the question. Will we get away with it? There are contactless ways of cleaning that people suggested. There are different products you can get and you can just spray it and leave it, which does sound smart. One thing I'm wondering about is, you know, do we need perfection here? Like, I'm doing amateur astronomy and amateur astrophotography. For my Dobsonian mirror, for example, could I just give it a bit of a rinse, not touch it, and hopefully get some of that sort of detritus off it? Because I mean, I did say it didn't need to be cleaned, and I stand by that. That is true, but I want to clean it. I think in general, you're supposed to resist the want. I think it might be going. If I could get that thing to go, that would be pleasing. You know what? I think that might do. So rinse again, deionized. Oh yeah, look how that runs off. Right, so one thing I have heard you can do is you can dab the droplets with the corner of some kitchen towel to get rid of them. So then, I don't know if they will dry as little marks, but the corner of the paper can get rid of them. You know what? That looks mostly fine. So I'm going to put it on the side to dry. So I'm impatient and impulsive, and I kind of couldn't resist having it go at the 200p mirror, and this time there are no finger marks. You can see where I've not been yet. There's just a few corners left, but yeah, this would. So I think I didn't leave my hand in the mixture long enough, I don't reckon, to get rid of the oils, or I should have given my hands a slightly different bath, I don't know, but looking much better. So I'm going to put that to dry as well. So you can actually see pretty clearly where I missed on my fingers. Those sort of residual areas that haven't been finger cleaned. So overall, I would say that I made some mistakes. I think too much soap, not enough time getting the oil off my hand, but no scratches, significant improvement on the stain here, and yeah, might give something different a go next time, different approach. But thanks again to everyone who contributed their experience and suggestions, and yeah, just generally don't. That's the advice, isn't it? Just leave it. But yeah, oh well. Bye for now.